Hi, I'm Steve with Engage Systems, and today we're going to be looking at Salesforce CPQ Multi-dimensional quoting, or MDQ products. They allow you to segment a product by time. So, say you had a subscription line, you can break the ordering process into time periods, and then you can have different quantities and discounts for those time periods. I think it's a bit more complicated to explain than to actually use, so I'm going to show you it in use, and hopefully it'll become a lot clearer. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you here is I've got a standard product on this quotation, and then a segmented product, an MDQ product. So what Salesforce CPQ does is divide the quote into the two sections to work on. When I set this quote up originally, I put a 3-month subscription term in, and this product is a quarterly product, so it's showing the first quarter. If I now change the subscription term to 12 months and recalculate, you'll see we now have the 4 quarters, and each of these quarters are independent of one another. So we could add uplift as we went through the contract, or we could add additional discount, and we can change the quantities as the customer's going through and using them. As well as having products where you would want to so here I've added a different type of MDQ product. This one, rather than just having the time segments for the period of the subscription, we also have a starting charge. So in this product it's a firewall with onboarding. That could be a setup, that could be site survey, some sort of documentation, it could be a hardware sale, but it's something that's happening at the start regardless of the term. And as you can see, that's a separate price. And then if we change this up to 36-month term, you can see again that's broken out, and we could have an extra firewall coming on stream and needing support in the second year, and you can see that's updated the quote total. So as well as being able to divide the quote up into fixed segments of time, of monthly, quarterly or yearly, and having an initial charge like the onboarding charge, you can also use custom periods. So here I've added a part with a custom period, but because I haven't defined any of the custom periods, we've just got a 3-year term, so it's £100 a year, and because it's over 3 years, we get a total of £300. But because this is custom, I can define the segments of time as I see fit. So for example, we could have test phase, say to a rollout, and that might run for a limited period. So I've done that from September to December, and then we could have the production phase of the rollout. might run for the next year. So when I add this to the quote, Salesforce CPQ has prorated it down. So this first test phase is running effectively for a quarter, and therefore the pricing is prorated as you'd expect, and then the production is running for a year. So what we could say is in the test phase, the customer will have a limited number of units, and then when they go to full production, the number of units would increase, and when they go to full production, we're going to offer them an additional discount. When I hit calculate on there, you'll see we've had the increase there of 10 units, we've had the increase there to 100 units, but with the 10% discount, so we have a total quote now, and this is clearly showing the customer that you've got your initial test phase to proof of concept or initial rollout, and then we go to full production, and you could have more custom periods after this. So you can really sort of start guiding a customer through costs for longer term projects, or where you build in, say, an increase in number of units every year, with different discount structures in place for those, what ongoing future sales would look like. So, you know, sometimes we get customers who talk about ongoing increases, but unless you tie that into the quoting and tie that into the initial commitment, it's very easy for those to then get to lost or never actually happen. But by tying it into the quoting like this and into the ordering, makes it a lot clearer. I've just saved that quote. So if we look at how Salesforce CPQ treats those lines, so we've got the quote here with the 2 lines on it. You'll see basically what it does, it breaks out each segment as its own quote line, and then if I go and look at one of those lines, it'll have its own start and end date. And any discount that's been applied, but you can see there we've got the start and end date, so it's very clear what that quote line's for, and then when the order's placed, it can be placed against the initial lines or the total number of lines.